And welcome back to the channel. On this video, I want to talk about a new proposed e-bike law here in the state of Oregon. And this bill is called the Senate Bill 471. And I want to read you a little bit here before we hop on and talk about it. So basically it says a new bill introduced in the Oregon's Legislative Assembly aims to prohibit the use of Class 3 electric assisted bicycles on sidewalks, bike lanes, and bike paths. Class 3 e-bikes and pedal assist only with no throttle and a maximum assisted speed of 28 miles per hour. That's what a Class 3 bike is. The proposed legislation, called Senate Bill 471, amends several sections of the Oregon revised statutes and outlines specific restrictions and exemptions for these high-speed e-bikes. Under the bill, operating a Class 3 electric bicycle on a sidewalk, bicycle path, or bicycle lane would constitute a Class D traffic violation. Exemptions to the prohibition are provided under certain conditions. For instance, a Class 3 e-bike could be used on a bicycle lane if it is powered exclusively by human power. Basically, you can't use your electric motor. Well, what's the purpose of having an electric bike if you can't use the darn motor? The proposed changes are set to take effect in 2025 pending approval by the Oregon Legislative Assembly. So I just wanted to read you that. I will leave a link in the description if you want to read the full proposed bill. I will leave that link in the descriptions, and you can check it out for yourself. Read the full. I'm not going to read you the full bill. It is lengthy, and but I just wanted to get to that part, talking about banning or prohibiting electric bikes that are Class 3. So let's ride along here and talk a bit about this. So do I like this? Absolutely not. I think it's crazy. It stinks. I don't think it does any good to me, and I know there's people out there that love it. They don't want electric bikes to go beyond 20 miles an hour, but I just don't understand it. I don't understand the part that it doesn't say they're banning Class 3 e-bikes. You just can't ride them. On the sidewalk, you couldn't ride them before anyway, to my knowledge. There was no sidewalk riding allowed at all here. And as far as riding on bike trails, like what if your bike, like mine here that I'm riding now, has a mode switch where I can change it into a Class 2 e-bike? If I do that, does that count as being able to ride? Be able to ride on bike lane or bike path? Or is it just that the bike has the ability to be Class 3 speed-wise and whatever, and that they're going to prohibit it no matter what because it has capabilities of Class 3? It doesn't say anything about power, you know, and motor size, wattage. It just talks about prohibiting Class 3 e-bikes from bike lanes, and that's the one that really gets me. The bike lane gets me the most. So you can't pedal or throttle past 20 miles an hour in the bike lane. And I do not know, though, like I say, whether if the bike is capable of Class 3, but you have an option to turn it to Class 2, which a lot of bikes you can with a switch, change it to Class 2. If that makes any difference or not, or they're just all prohibited. And if that's true, and this goes through, then what happens to all the electric bikes that are Class 3? As far as where do we ride them? Can they be ridden on the road then with the cars? Is that what they want? Or are they just not going to be allowed at all? I mean, that's an awful lot of bikes that are already out there. basically they're just saying that they just can't be they can't be on the road. So it's getting to the point pretty soon here where they're just not going to be allowed to ride anywhere. And so this is kind of like piggybacking on California's law, but this one's actually, I think, even worse, because at least in California you can still ride your bike in the bike lane, pedaling, mind you. A class 3 bike can still ride in the bike lane. Am I right with this? I don't know. Basically, I think what they're trying to do is limit all e-bikes, it sounds to me like, to 20 miles an hour. That's what they're aiming for. And the way it's starting to trend a little bit here, it looks like that's the way they're going to get it, because as I just recently did a video talking about Specialized are limiting their bikes that were class 3, their cargo bikes, to class 2 now. And Super 73 just recently also limiting their bikes to 20 miles per hour, that you can no longer change it in the app to beyond 20 miles per hour or class 2. So I think, unfortunately, I think that's the way that companies now are going to trend. And if that's true, then I think there's a couple of things that are going to happen. People will just modify their own bikes, which is one thing that I think will happen. They're already doing that, but I think it'll even happen more. And then a couple of other things that are going to be happening are sales are going to go down, because nobody's going to want to ride or buy a bike that can only go maximum 20 miles per hour. And there was something else now, I can't remember what I was going to say, but there's more things that are going to come of this. And now that you see California kind of leading the way, and then New York's got its plating situation, and registering, and then Oregon now kind of jumping on what California's going with, and seeing Super 73 as one company, and I think there's going to be others follow suit. Anything new that they have coming out now, they're going to probably limit them to 20 miles per hour with throttle. I don't think too many people are going to want to buy a bike with no throttle. And gosh darn it, I think you should have the option, you know, like if you want to throttle, you should be able to throttle. If you want to pedal, you can pedal. Or maybe you want to do both. You know, sometimes you want to pedal and sometimes you need a brake. I just don't get it. We'll have to see. This is still something that's evolving, and I don't know. I don't know exactly where it's going yet, but it looks to me right now to be trending very definitely toward the maximum speed now of 20 miles per hour, and there may not be any more class 3s. That's the way it looks like it might be going. Unless you modify the bike yourself, you may not be able to buy a class 3 bike much longer. So does this possibly up the value of used bikes? I think so, because people are wanting to get their hands on a class 3 or even higher speed bike. Now they do talk about bikes that are for off-road use. They'll say private property use on private property. Honestly, how many people actually ride an e-bike just on private property? The majority of us that buy the e-bikes are to ride, we either ride on trails or we ride on the road. As far as I'm concerned, as of right now, I say I'm just going to keep riding my bike. I just got this bike, the Lyric Graffiti X I'm riding right now, and I don't plan on getting rid of my bike. I love my bike. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are kind of in the same boat. You might have just got a bike, or you might have had the bike for 2, 3, 5 years and love your bike and don't want to give it up. So we'll see where this is going. I'm keeping my eyes on everything and keeping my ears open on everything that I hear on the e-bike situation. So I will try to keep everybody up to date, as well as myself. So that's going to do it for this video. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to comment on this video, let me know what your thoughts are on these new laws. Does it look to you like we're trending toward Class 2 bikes only, 20 miles per hour? And you can comment on this video or any other videos for that matter that you've seen on the channel. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, keep your wheels on the road. See you later.